It started with a scratch. Not the metaphorical kind, not the itch for more that people talk about when they fantasize about getting rich. No, it was a literal scratch. A $5 lottery ticket, bought as a joke, slid into a Christmas card, next to a CVS gift card and a passive-aggressive note that said, "Hope this year you finally get it together." Mira scratched it after dinner, right between the fake smiles and the dishwashing guilt trip, and just like that, she became a millionaire. Overnight, on Christmas Eve, cue the screaming. Not from her, though. Mira was the type who internalized everything. She just stared at the numbers, then at the ticket, then again at the numbers. Her cousin Kevin, the unemployed crypto bro, screamed first. Her mom followed, hand to chest, like Jesus himself had come back and was handing out Teslas. You'd think winning $1 million would feel like warm sunlight, like that scene in movies where everything goes slow motion and the protagonist floats through golden sparkles. It didn't. It felt like a gun went off. That was the last normal moment Mira had with her family, right there, in that cramped living room with the fireplace channel playing on mute and someone's leftover pie crust flaking onto the carpet. The moment that ticket turned from a joke to a miracle, everyone's eyes changed, and she noticed. She noticed how her dad, who hadn't asked her a real question in 6 years, suddenly called her sweetheart, how her aunt, who used to mock her job at the pet store, laughed a little too hard at her jokes, how her brother, the golden child, leaned in and whispered, "We should talk about, investing." Oh, they smiled. They clapped. They posed for selfies, flashing teeth like hyenas. But beneath the sugar coating was something else. Hunger, not just for money, for relevance, for control, for a piece of her now that she had something they didn't. She went home that night with the winning ticket in her coat pocket, and she didn't sleep. Because here's the thing they don't put on those motivational Instagram pages about overnight success. Winning doesn't make people love you. It makes them measure you. Mira knew it, deep down. The money wasn't going to fix anything. But for a few brief hours, she hoped. She hoped her mom would finally respect her. She hoped her dad would stop pretending she was invisible. She hoped Christmases would stop feeling like silent audits of her failures. But by morning, her phone had exploded. Not with congratulations, with requests. "Hey babe, congrats. So happy for you. Also, I was wondering if you could spot me for rent. Lol, you rich now. Let's get drinks. You got this round, right? Hey, I've been meaning to call you. I think I have this amazing business idea. Let's talk." And then came the silence. From the people who didn't text, didn't call, didn't congratulate. They just watched, lurked, waited, like snakes in tall grass. Mira sat on her bed staring at the screen, feeling more alone than when she had nothing. That's the twist no one warns you about. Money doesn't buy you out of loneliness. It just upgrades it. By New Year's, she had a meeting with a financial advisor who looked like he hated his job but loved telling people no. She tried to set boundaries, tried to play it smart. But when your entire family smells money, your boundaries become negotiations. Your privacy becomes selfishness. Your no becomes betrayal. By mid-January, her brother hadn't spoken to her in 2 weeks because she refused to pay off his student loans. Her mom told her, deadpan over brunch, "Money changes people. I hope it doesn't change you." It already had. Not because she was buying yachts or popping champagne. Mira still drove her used Honda, still packed her lunch, still cleaned up her dog's puke before work. What changed was the air. Every room she walked into felt loaded. Every compliment had an invoice hidden inside. Every hug felt like a setup. They didn't see her anymore. They saw a wallet with a pulse. And the worst part of her started to see herself that way too. It didn't happen all at once. No big fight, no slammed doors. That would have been easier, cleaner. What happened was slower, stickier, like mold growing behind the walls. You don't see it until everything smells wrong. There was a dinner in February. Mira brought takeout to her parents' house. Expensive takeout, not to show off, just to be nice. Thai from that trendy fusion place her mom always said was too much for noodles. Her mom didn't say thank you. Her dad didn't look up from his phone. Her brother made a joke about how she could probably buy the whole restaurant. Then another one about how he should have bought that lotto ticket himself. The tone had shifted. She wasn't family anymore. She was a failed ATM. Not generous enough, not fast enough, not grateful enough. Grateful. That word kept popping up, as if she owed them. As if being born came with a tab she was now expected to pay with interest. The next week, she noticed her cousin had unfollowed her on Instagram. Then her aunt posted a meme about money making people forget where they came from. Then came the group chat, or rather the one she was no longer in. She saw it on her brother's phone by accident. A new group chat. Same people, same profile pics, just without her. Family, vibes only, it said. That was the moment. Not dramatic, not loud, just quiet betrayal in 12-peat font. Mira didn't cry. She laughed, but not the fun kind. The kind where your mouth laughs and your stomach turns over. She could have called them out. Could have sent a screenshot. Could have thrown their passive aggressiveness back in their faces. But what would be the point? You don't argue with people who've already decided you're the villain in their redemption arc. So she disappeared. Politely, at first. Canceled plans. Took longer to reply. Blamed work. Blamed stress. Eventually, she just stopped showing up. To birthdays. To brunches. To family meetings disguised as ambushes. No more awkward hugs. No more guilt pies. No more pretending. The love was still there. The worst part wasn't losing them. It was realizing they were never really hers to lose. By spring, Mira had everything she thought she wanted, and no one left to want it with. Her bank account had more commas than her text messages had replies. She walked through her apartment, bigger now, modern, sterile, and everything echoed. Money gave her options, but no direction, time, but no one to spend it with. So she did what a lot of newly rich people do when the silence gets loud. She filled it. Therapist, life coach, yoga classes at 6 a.m. that smelled like peppermint. Misery, she redecorated, twice, bought a Peloton, tried journaling, bought a second dog, gave the second dog an Instagram. She donated. She volunteered. She took a pottery class where someone said, late capitalism, every 4 minutes. But nothing stuck, nothing healed, because this wasn't grief. This was awareness. That quiet, bone deep, understanding that the version of love she'd grown up with was always one transaction away from vanishing, and now that the transaction was complete, there was nothing left. Mira wasn't sad because she lost her family. She was sad because she finally saw them for who they were, and even sadder, for who she was willing to become to keep them. Because there was a version of this story, a fork, in the road, where Mira gave in, paid off the loans, bought the houses, played the role. She could have been their hero, their provider, their savior, and she would have hated herself every day for it. So now, she sat, alone, not because she had no one, but because she chose no one. And here's the brutal, gorgeous truth. Sometimes healing looks like isolation. Sometimes winning means walking away from the game entirely. Mira didn't buy a new family, didn't start a podcast, didn't turn her pain into purpose. She just rebuilt, one brick at a time, new friends, slowly, real ones, people who knew her before the money or didn't care about it, conversations without invoices underneath, dinners without subtext, and when she finally laughed again, really laughed, it wasn't expensive. It was messy, wine spit, double chin, laughter, the kind she hadn't felt since before the numbers changed. So yeah, she became a millionaire overnight, and yeah, it broke her family, but maybe that was the gift, because some things don't break you. They reveal what was already broken, and sometimes that's exactly what you need. If this made you feel something, good. That means there's a part of you still unbought, still real. Protect it, or lose it chasing people who only show up when you win. If this story cracked something in you, wait till the next one. Hit subscribe or keep scrolling in denial. Your call.